here to read you your next chapters. This one's called Heaven. I woke up later on and it was still dark. I got out of bed and walked into Mom and Dad's bedroom. "Mommy," I whispered. It was completely dark, so I couldn't see her eyes. "Mommy? You okay, honey?" she said groggily. "Can I sleep with you?" Mom scooted over towards Daddy's side of the bed, and I snuggled up next to her. She kissed my hair. "Is your hand okay?" I said. "Via told me Daisy bit you." "It was only a nip," she whispered in my ear. "Mommy," I started crying. "Sorry about what I said." "Shh, there's nothing to be sorry about," she said, so quietly I could barely hear her. She was rubbing the side of her face against my face. "Is Via ashamed of me?" I said. "No, honey, no. You know she's not. She's just adjusting to a new school. It's not easy." I know you know. I'm sorry I called you a liar. Go to sleep, sweet boy. I love you so much." "I love you too, Mom." "Good night, honey," she said very softly. "Mommy, is Daisy with Grands now?" "I think so." "Are they in heaven?" "Yes." "Do people look the same when they go to heaven?" "I don't know. I don't think so." "Then how do people recognize each other?" "I don't know, sweetie." She sounded tired. "They just feel it. You don't need your eyes to love, right? You just feel it inside you. That's how it is in heaven. It's just love, and no one forgets who they love." She kissed me again. "Now go to sleep, honey. It's late and I'm really tired." But I couldn't go to sleep, even after I knew she'd fallen asleep. I could hear Daddy sleeping too, and I imagined I could hear Via sleeping down the hallway in her room. And I wondered if Daisy was sleeping in heaven right then. And if she was sleeping, was she dreaming about me? And I wondered how it would feel to be in heaven someday and not have my face matter anymore, just like it never, ever mattered to Daisy. Understudy. Via brought home 3 tickets to her school play a few days after Daisy died. We never mentioned the fight we had over dinner again. On the night of the play, right before she and Justin were leaving to get to their school early, she gave me a big hug and told me she loved me and she was proud to be my sister. This was the first time in Via's new school. It was much bigger than her old school and 1,000 times bigger than my school. More hallways, more room for people. The only really bad thing about my bionic Lobot hearing aids was the fact that I couldn't wear a baseball cap anymore. In situations like these, baseball caps come in really handy. Sometimes I wish I could still get away with that old astronaut helmet I used to wear when I was little. Believe it or not, people would think seeing a kid in an astronaut helmet was a lot less weird than seeing my face. Anyways, I kept my head down as I walked right behind Mom through the long, bright hallways. We followed the crowd through the auditorium where students handed out programs at the front entrance. We found seats in the 5th row, close to the middle. As soon as we sat down, Mom started to look inside her pocketbook. "I can't believe I forgot my glasses," she said. Dad shook his head. Mom was always forgetting her glasses, or her keys, or something or other. She is flaky that way. "You want to move closer?" said Dad. Mom squinted at the stage. "No, I can see okay." "Speak now or forever hold your peace," said Dad. "I'm fine," answered Mom. "Look, there's Justin," I said to Dad, pointing out Justin's picture in the program. "That's a nice picture of him," he answered, nodding. "How come there's no picture of Via?" I asked. "She's an understudy," said Mom. "But look, here's her name." "Why do they call her an understudy?" I asked. "Wow, look at Miranda's picture," said Mom to Dad. "I don't think I would have recognized her." "Why do they call her an understudy?" I repeated. "It's what they call someone who replaces an actor if he can't perform for some reason," answered Mom. "Did you hear Martin's getting remarried?" Dad said to Mom. "Are you kidding me?" Mom answered like she was surprised. "Who's Martin?" I asked. "Miranda's father," Mom answered. And then to Dad, "Who told you?" "I ran into Miranda's mother in the subway. She's not happy about it. He has a new baby on the way and everything." "Wow," said Mom, shaking her head. "What are you guys talking about?" I said. "Nothing," answered Dad. "But why do they call it an understudy?" I said. "I don't know, Augie," Dad answered. Maybe because actors kind of study under the main actors or something. I really don't know. I was going to say something else, but then the lights went down. The audience got very quiet very quickly. Daddy, can you please not call me Augie anymore? Or Augie Doggy anymore, I whispered in Dad's ear. Dad smiled and nodded and gave me a thumbs up. The play started, the curtain opened, the stage was completely empty except for Justin, who was sitting on an old rickety chair turning his fiddle. He was wearing an old-fashioned type of suit and a straw hat. This play is called Our Town, he said to the audience. It was written by Thornton Wilder, produced and directed by Philip Davenport. The name of the town is Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, just across the Massachusetts line. Latitude 42 degrees, 40 minutes. Longitude 70 degrees, 37 minutes. The first act shows a day in our town. The day is May 7th, 1901. The time is just before dawn. I knew right then and there I was going to like the play. It wasn't like other school plays I've been to, like The Wizard of Oz or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. No, this was a grown-up seeming, and I felt smart sitting there watching it. A little later in the play, a character named Mrs. Webbs calls out for her daughter Emily. I knew from the program that this was the part Miranda was playing, so I leaned forward to get a better look at her. "That's Miranda," Mom whispered to me, squinting at the stage when Emily walked out. "She looks so different." "It's not Miranda," I whispered. "It's Via." "Oh my God," said Mom, lurching forward in her seat. "Shh," said Dad. "It's Via," Mom whispered to him. "I know," whispered Dad, smiling. "Shh." The ending. The play was so amazing, I didn't want to give away the ending, but it's kind of the ending that makes people in the audience teary. Mom totally lost it as Via, as Emily, said, "Goodbye, goodbye, world. Goodbye, Grover's Corners, Mama and Papa. Goodbye to the clocks ticking and Mama's sunflowers, and food and coffee, and new iron dresses and hot baths, and sleeping and waking up. Oh, and Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you." Via was actually crying while she was saying this, like real tears. I could see them rolling down her cheeks. It was totally awesome. After the curtain closed, everyone in the audience started clapping. Then the actors came out one by one. Via and Justin were the last ones out, and they appeared. The whole audience rose to their feet. "Bravo!" I heard Dad yelling through his claps. "Why is everyone getting up?" I said. "It's a standing ovation," said Mom, getting up. So I got up and clapped and clapped. I clapped until my hands hurt. For a second, I imagined how cool it would be to be where Via and Justin were right then, having all these people stand up and cheer for them. I think there should be a rule that everyone in the world should get a standing ovation at least once in their lives. Finally, after I don't know how many minutes, the line of actors on stage stepped back and the curtain closed in front of them. The clapping stopped and the lights went up and the audience started to get up to leave. Me and Mom and Dad made our way back to the backstage. Crowds of people were congratulating the performers, surrounding them, patting them on the back. We saw Via and Justin in the center of the crowd, smiling at everyone, laughing and talking. "Via!" shouted Dad, waving and making his way through the crowd. When we got close enough, he hugged her and lifted her off the floor. "You were amazing, sweetheart." "Oh my God, Via!" Mom was screaming with excitement. "Oh my God, oh my God." She was hugging Via so hard that I thought Via would suffocate, but she was just laughing. "You were brilliant," said Dad. "Brilliant," said Mom, kind of nodding and shaking her head at the same time. "And you, Justin," said Dad, shaking Justin's hand and giving him a hug at the same time. "You were fantastic." "Fantastic," Mom repeated. She was honestly so emotional she could barely talk. "What's a shock to see you up there, Via," said Dad. "Mom didn't even recognize you at first," I said. "I didn't recognize you," said Mom with her hand over her mouth. It's true. Miranda got sick right before the show started," said Via, all out of breath. "There wasn't enough time to make an announcement. All I have to say is she kind of looked strange because she was wearing all this makeup, and I'd never seen her like this before." "And you just stepped right in there last minute?" said Dad. "Wow. She was amazing, wasn't she?" said Dad, his arm around Via. "There wasn't a dry eye in the house," said Dad. "Is Miranda okay?" I said, but no one heard me. At that moment, a man who I think was their teacher, came over to Justin and Via, clapping his hands. "Bravo!" He kissed Via on both cheeks. "I messed up a couple lines," said Via, shaking her head. "But you got through it," said the man, smiling from ear to ear. "Mr. Davenport, these are my parents," said Via. "You must be so proud of your girl," he said, shaking their hands. "We are. And this is my little brother, August." He looked like he was about to say something, but suddenly froze when he looked at me. "Mr. D," said Justin, pulling him by the arm, "come meet my mom." Via was about to say something to me, but saw someone else came over and started talking to her. Before I knew it, I was kind of alone in the crowd. I mean, I knew where Mom and Dad were, but there were so many people all around us, and people kept bumping into me, spinning me around a bit, giving me that 1-2 look, which made me feel kind of bad. I don't know if it was because I was feeling hot or something, but I started to feel dizzy. People's faces were blurring in my head, and their voices were so loud it almost hurt my ears. I tried to turn the volume down on my Lobot ears, but I got confused and started turning it louder instead, which kind of shocked me. And then I looked up, and I didn't see Mom, Dad, or Via anywhere. "Via?" I yelled out. I started pushing through the crowd to find Mom. "Mom!" I really couldn't see anything but people's stomachs and ties all around me. "Mom!" Suddenly, someone picked me up from behind. "Look who's here!" said a familiar voice, hugging me tight. I thought at first it was Via, but when I turned around, I was completely surprised. "Hey, Major Tom," she said. "Miranda," I answered, and I gave her the tightest hug I could give.